Ad Astra Abyssosk. What can I do for you, traveler? Ah, yes. I've heard that you've already made arrangements with the captain of the Crux fleet regarding your passage to Inazuma. Is that correct? Now that I think about it, it's been quite some time since I last visited those
There you are. You're the traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right? Oh, is that right? Well, it's an honor to meet you. The fleet is nearly completed reprovisioning. Once Captain Beidou sent me to come get you. We'll weigh anchor as—
Seems Beidou is the captain.
Of course! There are many things that the captain insists upon. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once—
So you'll be heading off then? I suppose congratulations. Whether the journey before you leads to the heights of the heavens or the depths of the abyss, each step you take is— Until we meet again. Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Oh, it's kind of hard to say goodbye now.
Well, if that's how you feel, why not come and find me when you arrive? I'll be awaiting you in our—
So there's another Catherine in Inazuma? See? There's no need to get all sappy.
Well, I guess it's time for you to bid farewell to Liyue Harbor. Now that I've delivered my message, I'll be heading back.
Okay, thanks for coming all this way.
Just following orders. I'll see you two aboard the Alco.
Ah, you finally made it. All these years, come rain or storm, the Crux fleet has never suffered a delay. If it were anyone else, I might have set sail already. Don't look too serious, I'm only joking. You're just on time. The crew have just finished making final preparations. Well, now we set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest. The nation of eternity.
Anchors away!
Ahoy there. So, you finally made it. You sure kept me waiting, Captain. And it appears we have a couple of stowaways. Or perhaps I should say, honored guests.
Shush!
You can blame your almighty Shogun. The tempests around Inazuma have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some— Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade partner that I've gotten to—
You don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
Toma, these two are...
Oh, no need for introductions. Their reputation precedes them. Seems even the storm...
Oh,
With any luck, it'll give you... Toma's resided on Rito for quite some time now. It wouldn't be going too far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure to deal with him personally the next time I'm around.
No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Good. Then if it's all settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my sails down here. I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
oh, right. Kazuha.
Until next time, traveler. Remember to give it your all, no matter what perilous storms you may...
Fair seas, Captain Beto. Bye-bye.
Now then, first things first. We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
Paimon thought we were supposed to be keeping things on the down low.
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku Decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried. So we have to play by the rules, even if we're kind of bending them.
Hello? Please state your name, identity, and the purpose of your visit. Oh, except you, Toma. You must be... new... Excuse me? Please provide the information requested, and also declare any goods you are carrying with you. Oh, well, I'm sorry. We cannot approve entry for purely personal reasons. My apologies, but I'll have to ask you to...
Here are the entry papers, for your kind perusal.
What? Ugh, take your time.
I just wanted to see what you'd say.
I see. Okay. Your papers are all in order.
So,
The Outlander Affairs Agency. They only check entry permits here. If you want to remain on Rito,
sheesh.
well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in Inazuma, people from as the word suggests, Outlanders aren't very welcome, and not even on Rito, where they've established an outsider settlement. I like how you think. Now, let's head over to the Most of the current rules were put in place by the administration of Rito, the Kanjo Commission.
The Kanjo Commission?
Yes, one branch of the Tri-Commission of Inazuma, responsible for growing and managing the nation's wealth. You really haven't heard of it before?
You've completed the entry procedures, yes?
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million.
2 million? For a processing?
That's right. 1 million per applicant, which makes 2...
Paimon wasn't so much questioning.
Ma'am, these two here are good friends.
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
Thank you ever so much, Miss Eureka. But as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How does that sound?
That's not how you haggle. By all means.
All right then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a record.
Much obliged.
What? She went from 2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong with people's sense of finance around here.
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. Processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money. So it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sent...
Then they'll milk them for all their...
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy. Yes, but when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this closed nation era, the most that overseas merchants can do to look after them, that's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by...
Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests. The association provides help, support, and essentially, it's an association devoted to both commercial excellence and survival skills.
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when you're an outlander in Inazuma.
I see. So this is the real purpose of... After all, the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high. Huh. I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to...
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
Really? Wow!
I mean, it will take all the resources I have at my disposal. Connections come at a high price.
Nice!
No. In this instance, when I say price, in fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that if I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, so you have to trade
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Here's the situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struggling to survive. Recently, things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them. The head of the association is called Carisio, and he's a good friend of mine.
Huh? Hello there. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. Ah, good. That's a relief.
We heard the association has been having some difficulties lately.
Yes. Left, right, and center.
The Sakoku decree certainly makes things
But it's not the root cause of our woes. The Sakoku decree might... No. What's really squeezing us, those Mora grubbers from the Kanjo
Oh, of the 3 commissions, that's the one that oversees everything.
That's right. They impose astronomical tax rate, unbelievable regulations, and they just issued a new tax decree recently that, for some reason, completely changes the way we pay our taxes.
Crystal Marrow. What's that?
Something that most of us in the association had never heard. Eventually, one of the older Liyue merchants recalled that he once shipped a batch of it to Snezhnaya. So, in order to pay our taxes, we began an arduous search for this crystal. But then we found we'd only managed to create a bigger problem for ourselves. Now there's only one vendor who even has it in...
Isn't that what they call 'em?
Exactly. So this vendor keeps pushing the price up, and we have no choice. It's a vicious cycle. The consequence of which is that our taxes will soon exceed our profit. We've tried, but this is a nation where the cries of a few struggling merchants will never be... Fontaine, my dear homeland. I miss you an awful lot.
Sounds awful. What do you think we should do?
That vendor... I've actually done business with him in the past, but after a point...
Well, it definitely sounds like he's being
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Since you're not affiliated with the... If I remember correctly, our usual...
Got it! We're on?
Love for freedom. Which one should
I don't think I recognize you. Are you new arrivals? Haha, very funny. Real fixers don't need to refer to themselves that way. So, what do you need with me? The sheer nerve. You don't go around asking questions like that. If I gave you my sources, I'm trade secret. Got it? You know what?
This guy's got a bad attitude.
Ha! Are you even buying? Oh, I see what's going on here. Karisu and his associates sent you here to... They're wasting their time. The price is non-neg...
Hey, what's your problem?
Get out of here, go on. Tell them they're lucky to be buying from me in the first place. And they ought to be...
What are we gonna do? There's no talking to this guy. Good idea.
That was quick. You resolved it?
Actually, we're having a little
No? Well, by all means, tell me what getting you to go fixing things when you've only just arrived is quite a demand. Oh, that guy? He used to be a bit of a sorry sight, selling shells that he collect on the beach just to get by. But I can only assume he must have found himself a patron after leaving the international...
Huh. You're saying he used to be a...
Yes. Couldn't you tell when you spoke to him? That's right. Werner was born in Mondstadt, then went into the shipping business, trading between... When Inazuma closed to the outside world, he was one of a... The International Trade Association was initially very generous to him, but over time, with decree after decree...
So he left the association and...
I'm sure it's more nuanced than that. I believe even the most ungrateful and cold-hearted of people still have some amount of gratitude.
Really? Is that all you need?
Well then, it sounds like you may have found a way in with him.
What are you doing back here? Just because I got plenty of time on my hands doesn't mean I want to waste any of it talking to you. Huh? Where's this coming from? Mondstadt? You were talking about... Goodness, I can sense it now. So familiar, but I can't remember. The scent of Mondstadt. Oh, how it takes me back. Oh, my hometown, the home of freedom. How I long to go back and visit.
It's
Oh, so, huh? What is this? What do you...
Just close your eyes already.
You mean the sound of the ocean? Leah Harbor. I can see it so clearly. Oh, Xiao lanterns. I'm right there at the...
This guy has a really active imagination.
Leah. Wait. Stop. That's enough. Don't make me relive it anymore. You mean the folks from the International Trade? Often, I'll sneak down to the shore at night and listen to the sound of the waves. I've run into folks from the association more than a few times doing just that. Don't you think I've wanted to talk?
Well, no one's...
They're so resilient. None of them had anyone else to rely on, so they rallied together, committed to finding a way to survive. But I couldn't do it, so I caved. Those people, they'd make the smallest of promises, offer the most measly All right, I'll tell you the whole story.
You ready to talk now?
But I betrayed them. I can't show...
Come on, you scaredy cat. Look, so come on, get it off your...
It's a scheme by the tax collection Ashigaru. They start by overtaxing the merchants, then take the extra crystal marrow they receive, and once the merchants run out of places to buy crystal marrow, they get me to sell that extra stock back to the merchants at an...
It's plain evil gouging.
I'm their puppet, yes. But my cut is a tiny fraction of what we take in total. Evidence? Now that I think about it, Whenever I report back to him after a sale, he always heads to the same. As it happens, I handed some Mora over to him not long ago. I can show.
Really? Well, then there's...
Keijiro! It's him!
After him!
Inazuma's cooking. I'm not used to it
If
at
you
all.
want to taste Mondstadt's great wines, then look no further than Sailing
It's not like I'll get any customers.
Ah, Ryoko, how's business?
All the better thanks to your generous patronage.
Good. Thankfully, I earn plenty these days.
Oh, but of course, tax collection is difficult work.
Should I close early?
Now, who else is behind on payments? Let me think. Yes, the trade association clique still needs to be brought into line.
He's getting further and further away!
What was that sound?
Quiet! Don't let him find us!
Must be hearing things. Ah, drat, I'm behind schedule. I need to hurry.
He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little. Huh? Where'd he go? He was right there a moment ago. Seemed to disappeared in a blink of an eye. If only we'd made less noise. Ha!
Keijiro! It's.
After him! He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little.
Inazuma's cooking. I'm not used to it at all.
Should I close early? It's not like I'll get any customers. Sorry. Which one should I choose?
Ah, Ryoko, how's business?
All the better thanks to your generous patronage.
Good. Thankfully, I earn plenty these days.
Oh, but of course, tax collection is difficult work.
Now, who else is behind on payments?
Should I close early?
Let me think.
It's not like I'll get any
Yes, the trade association clique still needs to be brought into line. What was that sound?
Quiet! Don't let him find us!
Must be hearing things. Ah, drat, I'm behind schedule. I need to hurry.
He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little.
What could he be doing at a place like that?
It looked like he buried something over there, didn't Whoa, it's... boring! Paimon thought he'd hidden a big pile of Mora here. Yeah,
Let me take a look here. Aha! Yes! This is what we're looking for. A.
great! Well, now we have our hard evidence. Let's go...
I'll.
Huh? You aren't gonna come with...
I need a little more time before I.
Huh. Poor Werner's...
But we really don't have anything left. If this keeps up, our sales will come in at a loss.
You know the decree. The rules are the rules. No discounts, no exceptions, and no excuses. And who are you?
It just so happens that we found your little ledger, so now we're here to tell
Huh? Is this true?
You've been swindling us!
Well, you see,
Let me take a look at the ledger. Well, would you look at that? So, Mr. Keijiro, it seems you have...
So you think you can use this again?
Word has it that samurai in the commission place great importance on reputation and...
Huh? Is that a threat?
No, not at all. I'm simply stating that it would be quite a pity.
Well, even if what you say is true...
I believe you still have a quantity of crystal marrow in your... Perhaps that crystal marrow could be used as compensation for the recent tax...
Is that it?
Do you have any idea the hoops I had to jump through to get the crystal marrow and keep it hidden? Fine. In that case, I'll send it over to you today.
And not even an ounce of...
So that's it? My shop's been closed for weeks now. I've even had to ask my friends to help bail me out. What about my losses?
Come on, Harrison. We've already struck a...
I'm sick of being pushed around like this. I won't let him off so easily.
Harrison!
Hey, what's all this racket? Does someone dare question the decree?
Ah, Chief, you've arrived.
What was all the commotion I heard just now?
Oh, we were just discussing a minor tax issue. I do my utmost to lend them a helping...
A helping hand? The only thing you're doing is stuffing your greedy pockets with our hard-earned wealth.
Oh, and you dare to utter the Commissioner's name. You outlanders have no respect. Seize the merchants. We will resolve this dispute.
Uh-oh. This is going...
Gentlemen, come now. Is there any need for this? If there's a dispute to resolve...
Who are you supposed to be?
You never heard of the Fixer?
Here's my card.
Huh. You're from the Yashiro Commission.
Shh.
Huh. Well, this is Kanjo Commission territory. However powerful the Yashiro
Of course not, of course not. Still, perhaps you could show the young... lady of our clan some courtesy. You wouldn't want your name showing up in a petition to the Shogun, would you?
That fan. The Shirasagi Himegimi. I don't need any trouble with her. Okay, let's forget all this. It'll give us one...
But, Chief!
Enough! We're leaving.
Let's get dinner one day soon, gentlemen. My treat, I insist. No response, huh? I suppose that bridge is well and truly burned then.
Thank you so much, Toma. But I'm sorry you're...
Hey, I was joking. It's a small price to pay, and you're more than welcome. If there's anyone you should be thanking, it's... if nothing else, I'm sure the tax collection Ashigaru... Shh, not here. Too many people listening. Let's move somewhere else. Corruption seems rife in the Kanjo Commission. They truly are right. All right, time for me to answer your questions. What would you like to know? Straight to the point. Let me reintroduce myself. I belong to the Kamisato clan of the Yashiro Commission on Narukami Island. I'm an attendant of the Shirasagi Himegimi.
You've been keeping your true So, the Yashiro...
Correct. The Kamisato clan is the head of the Yashiro Commission, who manage ceremonial and cultural affairs. I'd go into more detail on what I'm just someone who was fortunate enough to be taken in by the Kamisato clan. My role is to take care of the daughter of the clan, Kamisato Ayaka, also known as the Shirasagi Himegimi.
Seems like she must be super famous in
Oh, most definitely. She's graceful, dignified, and kind-hearted too. Her fame even somewhat eclipses that of her older brother, Kamisato Ayato, despite the fact that he's the current head of the clan. I suppose those who treat others with compassion earn themselves the same treatment in return. Miss Kamisato's situation certainly seems to attest to that. Take me, for example. I'm just an attendant, and yet she treats me as an equal, as she would a friend. You're asking the right questions. And to be honest, I don't. Firstly, you should know that being a fixer is not something you can fake. I spent the better.
Still pretty good going.
Well, maybe I have a slight knack for schmooze. Inazuma may have closed off to the outside world, but that hasn't stopped a lot of. So, when Miss Kamisato heard of your intention to come to Inazuma, that is, that you have what it takes to change the
Change the tide of the times?
In the test I gave you earlier, although there were a few hiccups at the end, navigating powerful people, using their character flaws to your advantage. With your help, even the Vision Hunt decree. That's an unexpected development. Perhaps our sources were Yes, of course. I completely understand, and as a...
Toma sure didn't...
Well, my work on Rito is done. So I said... one more thing. This invitation letter is for you. When you get to Narukami Island, you can find me at the Komori Tea House, as per the letter. Good luck with everything.
Toma's not such a bad guy, huh? Huh? What's up? Oh, right! Paimon forgot. Wait, so did Toma forget that? Oh, darn it! No wonder he was so mad. As soon as we get off Rito, Paimon's going straight to Komori Tea House to settle the... Well, guess we should give it a try.
Should I close early?
Stop there! Present your travel permit.
Sorry, but we really gotta get to
If you don't have a travel permit, this is as far.
As Traveler, you gotta think of something. How do we get out of Rito? Are you saying we should go? Guess it can't hurt to try. Who knows? Maybe he's our big...
Halt! This is the Kanjo Commissioner's office. No.
We're here to see,
The Kanjo Commissioner seldom entertains Outlanders. Leave now or we'll be...
Wait.
Oh, Commissioner!
These two are honored guests from afar. Come on in. Let's...
My since...
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
I am Hiragi Shinsuke, Kanjo Commissioner and head of the Hiragi clan.
nice to meet you. So, the reason we wanted to...
All right, all in good time. Two travelers renowned for...
So what you're saying is...
Absolutely. How many other people in the world have what it takes to knock the wind out of Storm Terror's sails and put the Overlord of the Vortex...
Exactly!
And I hear you also foiled a Fatui plot in Liyue Harbor.
Whoa, you heard about that? Something wrong?
No. I'm simply Rito is greatly honored to have you. One other thing I heard about you is your great zeal for help.
Oh, sure, no problem. Whatever you need.
Excellent. You must know the Qingshin.
Yep, we've picked a few of those before.
Yes, bring me 300 Qingshin, would you? Freshly...
Did Paimon hear that wrong?
Too much trouble, is it? Then how about this? We have
That sounds
709 letters to...
Hey, what gives?
Terribly sorry. We're just a little short on people lately.
What sort of an explanation is that? Traveler, what are we going to do? Should we really help this guy?
That's the spirit. Don't keep me wet.
You're seriously considering taking this job? The terms are ridiculous!
to you too. Miss Hiragi has a letter for you. She insists that you read it.
A letter? Quick! Let Paimon see! So this means she wants you to... But you didn't seem surprised at all by this. What's going on? Paimon knew something... Let's ask her to...
You finally arrived. Allow me to introduce myself. This is technically the second time we have met. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Wow. She's the daughter of the Hiragi.
No need to be so formal. I've long marveled at your accomplishment.
Is it Paimon or
The reason why I wanted to secretly meet you here is, well...
Discuss what?
I should like to ask for your help with delivering a letter.
Like father, like daughter. Couldn't you be more original?
No, you misunderstand me. Please, I was hoping that you could deliver a letter to Narukami Island in my stead. It is to be given to Kujo Kamachi. My father has always forbidden me from communicating with him. He knows that there are prospects for my marriage that would better serve him politically. There is no one who would dare defy my father's will on Rito, but you are Outlanders. Outlanders seeking...
Oh, Paimon gets the whole picture now.
Of course, in doing so, I will also do everything in my... To be perfectly honest, as long as you remain in...
Yeah, we figured as much. It was...
I secretly overheard a conversation between my father, and they seemed to be discussing how to keep you here on Rito. In fact, it was the first time I had ever heard my father speak so respect... We don't have much time. I'll tell you my plans to help you off the island. It just... Very well. I'll be waiting for you at the border. I'm count... Hold on, please. These goods are being sent to Watatsumi Island.
My lady, this is an unexpected honor. You are correct. These goods have been...
Is there something wrong, Lady Hiragi?
No, as you were. My father simply has some concerns of the shipment's safety.
My lady, you aren't suggesting that you intend to escort the shipment personally, are you? There's certainly no need for you to trouble...
Please, do not cause us any further delay. If memory serves me right, my father...
Yes, of course, my lady. It's just that...
Now, need I remind you of the penalty if anything were to happen to me on... Do you really presume that you can fully guarantee my...
Boy, Chisato can talk the talk.
Yes, my lady. Very well then. It's an honor to have...
Shinojo, you can't really be...
Well, the request is from Lady Hiragi herself. It is...
Yes, but that's not...
Well then, if we're through here, I suggest we set off at once.
Yes, my lady.
My lady, please stay back. We'll handle it.
Not as well as we'll handle it.
One with my blade.
Time for takeoff.
We're open. I got careless. I got careless. Picked the wrong test subject.
Swift and merciful. From whence you came.
Monster sighted. Prepare to counterattack. Protect Lady Hiragi at all costs.
We'll take care of this. Stay with Chisato.
Fry.
One with my blade.
There's more.
The fairy. Submit for judgment. Swift and merciful.
Watch out! More monsters inbound! Lady Hiraki, stay close.
Think you can get away?
Spirit Blade. Attack!
Cut down. Like this.
We can take refuge in the village up ahead. How are you faring, my lady?
I'm perfectly all right. You may stop here. In my letter, I've requested Kamaji to grant you a special travel permit from the Tenri...
My lady?
So that's how it is. I had a feeling something was...
No, Lady Hiragi would never hide anything from us. I'm sure of it.
I'm not afraid to say that he's the one...
The one you love?
Shinojo, did you...
What? No, I was just clarifying, that's all.
You two needn't worry. Please, forget that this ever happened. If...
Yes, of course. As you wish.
But what will happen if you...
Don't fret. My father has always been one to spoil me. The worst he'd...
Huh. Paimon never suspect...
I wish you a safe journey. I'm sure we will meet again.
Bye, Chisato!
Come now. Quit your staring and let's get moving. We've got goods to shift.
All right.
We're finally on our own way again! I suppose it's time we find Toma. Now, where did he say he would meet us again? Oh, right! Komori Tea House!
Lightning flash! Yeah.
to the letter, this should be—
Sorry, we don't serve the general public.
Wait! We're at the—
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so— what Paimon mean?
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more— Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking?
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem what—
All right, I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. Though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Ms. Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forget—
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning— so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the but before that, there is one other place—
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can—
Probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there—
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt Decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the City of Freedom, and as for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deep. The eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs, and the Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to—
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the reason, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, and this statue of the omnipresent god—
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say—
Only outlanders such as yourselves would— And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kami's...
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Let's play!
Are you? So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored.
Is this the Shirazage Himegimi you keep going on? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kami... Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if...
Makes sense.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. And Toma assures me, at present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being... Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bond. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just...
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go... I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun, on one condition.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the vision hunt decree.
Correct. Please do all you can to help them.
I'm sure you...
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about.
Ah, you must also be here to... Teijima has protected this place, keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near. But now, all of us, we will gladly apologize if...
If you want my opinion, something to do with the vision hunt, it's clear that Teijima had done nothing wrong. And still, they confiscated his vision. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to...
Seems like he's a well...
We can't let him leave while he's in...
You must be Teijima. So what's made you want to up it?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, true. And what made me want to come here 30? I don't have answers to those questions, because in the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I...
Okay. Well, in that case, if we... But if you can't... Oh! Maybe if you just...
Oh, that reminds me.
I keep...
Oh, yes! Yes, you do! And what's more...
Perfect! So if we want to keep Teijima...
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the...
This looks like Teijima's diet. Let's see what we have today. The villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. Seems like you're... Huh? I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded. Now that's the kind of... So this is the interesting. Looking at the color... But anyway, if he had this with him... Somewhere that Teijima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick a... It looks like a letter. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So, but he's been here for 30 years. Well, let's go give Teijima...
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And... Still, it's clear over the years, I must have made a note of anything. And just look at all the things. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, No. After all, I've forgotten who she was. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. I think maybe not. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually? When I think about it like that, how curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't... I shall remain here.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay. But still seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If that certainly explains the at least we were able to help him. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in East. But why would they take action? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's...
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provision?
The entire clan is counting on that food. How many times do I have to say it?
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand?
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
I've never even heard of these. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to it. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt decree. Why would you be unworthy?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to... All I know is that I will perform certain things every month. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was to top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself.
But we better confirm. Let's go round. We should be able to follow their tracks. Wouldn't gliding be faster? Wouldn't gliding be faster?
We really outdid ourselves all those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot.
You haven't seen anything yet. Though today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and...
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoard...
My blade!
No escape! Yahoo! Yeah!
Picked the wrong... Aw, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoard? Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh?
So what did you see inside?
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. Oh, I didn't want anyone else to see it. But now that you've caught us, how about we make it...
You've got a deal!
Huh?
What the...
There's nothing...
Yeah, and they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store. Miss, we better talk to this As for you guys...
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs.
Shut it.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got, or perhaps, so you're friends of
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead! How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer...
So that's how he was getting those... But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? The price?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provision, Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough. So he deemed it necessary to take on the...
Wow. And no one ever
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. If you ask me, had Kurosawa... Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was true. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provision, if you're still curious, what I see. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice.
Sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? I've asked him about its origins. He told me that in hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Oh, but before you go... Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing...
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are. Let's go talk to Kurosawa.
I presented them with a choice. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really weren't...
Strange. Is that I don't really have any such recollection? Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense them. This sword was... I remember once when I was young. I wanted to sneak out. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore and said...
Hey! If you look carefully, can you recognize the words?
Virtue, Somehow those two words taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. But what use of virtue and justice? The Tenryo Commission sees my vision. And the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good person. Yet I'm equal.
Yet another trouble. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. In any case, we must never let him sell off that. Yeah. Seems like, fortunately for us, you don't. Let's go find the next poor soul. The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a... Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of miHoYo Shisui art. This is his dojo. Luckily, they're...
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off.
Maybe, but things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never...
It's just because he's been possessed. That's all. Once the...
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us. Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't...
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of miHoYo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came on it. But then we got here and overheard you talking about...
From the way you're dressed, please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword, and so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over. And Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over...
The Grand Narukami...
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty shogun. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one... So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to... The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome.
So, losing your vision can cause...
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, when she asked him who the people were, it looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears, all the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's, his senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago, and he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Huh? further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta be him!
How did you catch up with me so quickly? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does. Unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills...
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the... I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know,
His senior?
Anzai. Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster, studying miHoYo Shui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me. Practitioners of miHoYo Shui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, but Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei, scolded him, and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting... I thought so too at the time. But Domon, only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long... He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world.
Sure sounds like he meant business.
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just... Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, so you see, I came here not to cause... Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we got it wrong still. Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us.
What? You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible?
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no... But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to... And all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an
Lady Yai? Is that...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed...
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask...
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Naru... I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken...
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough?
No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has... Anyway, you should join us given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei. We, the disciples of miHoYo...
Sure! After all, everyone's... Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to... Brace yourselves. Wouldn't gliding be faster? Yahoo! Do you think that's Lady Ai? Oh, no wonder Junior was... Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at it? It was probably nothing.
Keep away. Keep away from... I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg.
As you can see, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now.
Lady Ai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what...
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil.
But... then did...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Ai, even without his ambition, why
Your school practices miHoYo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple?
Lady Ai, I'm not sure
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. Much like a certain fatally flawed...
Poor sensei.
I'm sorry, Father.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Ans? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Ansai, why are there two of you? You're here for revenge, aren't you?
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow...
But what if one day, the same thing, I put everything I had into trying to become the best? But what if it was all if there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay with...
Have you asked them what...
Sensei,
After you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow. I can't know whether I will suffer in my I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high.
Nanako's far from the only one.
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it... So, just as I once placed my ambition, you are not in the same position that I was.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, but as your sensei, I shall commit. This is my promise. And I humbly ask on...
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong. Well, don't just stand there staring at me.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that's...
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai she seems super mysterious. But, we can come back to it another time. For now... Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka!
Huh? Huh?
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah, short of Ayaka, how come this...
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe,
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy...
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka?
Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains. But I believe that surely you understand. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your... You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You...
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature...
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep...
So, what's the deal with this place?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land. And even to allow it, such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Got
Once
Well, here we are.
Please continue without me.
So, what?
This is land that was gifted to the such privileges exist.
Oh, Paimon gets it!
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here.
Makes sense. Perfect place.
In any case, we can talk freely here. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, after all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive vision. Because of this, the attitude—
How can they be like that?
Nevertheless, in addition to us—
Resistance? You mean like a—
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under To say a little more about Sangonomiya. Historically, there is all— But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their— Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal they invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden
Ooh, Paimon!
Oh? What would you like?
Have you got a plan yet to fight?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount.
So what do—
Well, for the moment, all we can— For example, by providing vision bearers with safe
You're telling Paimon that they're—
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions.
Darn!
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, by no means, when you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Nagonohara family.